After reading many of your comments and taking a poll, your voices have been heard. Today marks the first time that I will be doing a full-length analysis of your requested matchups. I decided to try something a little bit different to previous analysis videos and provide a simulation of what would go down between the requested fighters. Today, we have two of the top students of Cobra Kai, but from different generations. Johnny Lawrence from 1984 versus Miguel Diaz from 2018. It comes down to two-time All-Valley champion versus a modern-day blend of Daniel and Johnny. Who would win between Miguel Diaz and Johnny Lawrence? Before we can dive right into the fight, we must first detail what we know about each fighter. Up until this point, out of all 3 seasons, Miguel Diaz is clearly in his prime by the end of Season 2. Although it was a short amount of time, Miguel trained under John Kreese, much like his sensei Johnny Lawrence did. Not only has he learned to be more defensive in his fighting style, but he's also grown as a person thanks to Johnny Lawrence's mentorship. While this detail might be insignificant, it has guided him in fights to keep a clear head, as seen when fighting Hawk at Coyote Creek and Robbie at the West Valley High School fight. Much like one of his prior predecessors, Daniel LaRusso, Miguel learned karate quickly in a very short amount of time and was able to hold his own in a fight against Kyler and his friends at school. By the time Season 2 ends, Miguel has a little under a year of karate experience under his belt, depending on when exactly he started training in Cobra Kai. Going into this fight, Miguel has had wins over Kyler, Xander Stone, Robbie at both the All-Valley and school, though it can be argued that Robbie won after Miguel showed mercy, and Hawk. Another notable feat going into this is that Miguel Diaz has knowledge on how to do the Miyagi-Do crane kick, as taught to him by Johnny, instructing him to use it to mock Daniel observing a match at the All-Valley. However, this does not mean that Miguel doesn't have weaknesses. Miguel doesn't always keep his guard up, and this has been taken advantage on 3 separate occasions, most importantly the school fight with Robbie. While Miguel is a fast learner, he isn't as athletic as some of those he would participate in a dream matchup with, and is also not as quite as muscular or imposing as some of those opponents either. Despite these shortcomings, thanks to his patience for learning techniques and keeping an open mind, Miguel is one of the best fighters of the new generation. Although we do not see much of his past outside of Karate Kid 1 in terms of his fighting ability, Johnny Lawrence is still a force to be reckoned with. He is a 2-time All-Valley champion, having won both the 1982 and 1983 tournaments back-to-back, with winning the latter by beating his friend and fellow Cobra Kai student Tommy in the finals. Johnny is a black belt by the time 1984 rolls around and is Kreese's top student, having trained with the Cobra Kai dojo for nearly 5 years. With the creed of strike first, strike hard, no mercy at the foundation of the teachings, Johnny's all-offensive style is brutal at times, especially being able to destroy metal signs on fences. This does not mean that Johnny possesses no defensive capabilities at all, as we see him perform some impressive counterattacks in the All-Valley and his chosen one set in Season 3. Defense takes on many forms. Johnny Lawrence has notable victories over opponents such as Daryl Vidal, a 3rd-generation black belt who has been a recurring contender in previous All-Valleys, his friend Tommy, and numerous All-Valley opponents over the years, specifically from 1982 to 1984. Although once previously skinny much like his new age counterpart Miguel, Johnny in 1984 is athletic and in top condition. Despite all of these notable feats, Johnny does have some flaws as well. His pure offense style, while it does have its counterattacks, can be easily exploited, as seen when facing opponents like Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Miyagi, especially when rushing the opponent blindly, causing him to either be hit with a counterattack or being disarmed. He has also let his guard down at times, such as the beach fight when he thought he had the upper hand, leaving him with a bloody nose, leaving his guard open for Kreese to grab and choke him, and as mentioned before, blindly attacking without a follow-up plan. And while he mostly follows Cobra Kai's creed to a T, this does not mean Johnny doesn't question them. He showed feelings of conflict seeing Bobby being asked to take out Daniel illegally, the result of this attack, and being asked to injure his opponent's weakened leg. With all of these things in mind, let's go to the simulation and find out what would happen when the best Cobra of 2018 takes on the best Cobra of 1984.
Here we go, the dream match is underway. Miguel Diaz taking early advantage at the start of this round, getting Johnny Lawrence in an arm lock. Miguel now countering Johnny into the ropes and kicks him. Oh, this is not looking good for Johnny Lawrence. Miguel is just dominating at the start of this fight. And look at Miguel Diaz's strength. Oh, this could be bad news if Johnny can't get out of this chokehold. But wait a minute. The two-time All-Valley champion is now back on the offensive. Miguel showing what little athleticism he does have against Johnny Lawrence. Seems like Miguel should have paid more attention in those headbutting classes. Miguel striking first and striking hard, and Johnny is dazed against the ropes and spills out to the outside. Oh wait, what is this up top? Miguel's flying. I don't know if Johnny's gonna get up after that. Oh, and another kick to the head. Remember, the only way to win this is to either choke out your opponent or knock them out. And all those rapid strikes, Johnny Lawrence doesn't have an answer for. Oh, face first into the mat. Miguel Diaz taking the fight to Johnny Lawrence on the ground. Oh, Johnny Lawrence with an impressive counter. The two-time All-Valley champion showing his ruthlessness. Oh, classic move just like from the finals of the '84 All-Valley. But Miguel with the counter of his own. They're just trading strikes at the moment. Looks like we're taking this back inside the ring. Johnny's completely dazed from that one and doesn't seem to have an answer for Miguel's offense. Oh, there we go with the chokehold. Johnny Lawrence's very basic style isn't doing him any favors at this point. He's got to find a way to start implementing those counterattacks that he's known for. Oh, there we go. And now Johnny Lawrence with the ground and pound. Now mocking Miguel Diaz. The lights are on, but nobody's home, and now massive uppercut to the face of Miguel Diaz. What an impressive array from Johnny Lawrence. Miguel is faked out with the punch and the crowd's on their feet. Johnny Lawrence now applying the chokehold to Miguel. But wait a minute, Miguel's starting to break out of it. Right now this fight is anybody's game, but Johnny Lawrence is starting to go back on the offensive with Miguel not having an answer for the strategy. Johnny is just now toying with Miguel. And Johnny again applying a chokehold, but Miguel quickly breaks out of it. He's prepared for that one. Miguel Diaz now with a ground and pound. Johnny's struggling to get back on his feet. It looks like Miguel is giving him room to breathe. Oh, and a vicious spin kick. Johnny Lawrence is dazed. Miguel is setting him up, and another kick to the face. Miguel now mocking Johnny. Uh-oh, this could be bad. Miguel now firing with the kick from the second rope. Uh-oh. Ooh! Miguel now trying to choke out Johnny once again. Johnny again being put in another submission hold. The ref asking if he wants to give up, but Johnny fights out of it. Johnny's now on his feet. And ground and pound again to Miguel Diaz. Miguel wisely trips Johnny's now going to the top rope, telling Johnny to get up. Oh, and another vicious kick from the top rope. This doesn't look good for the two-time All-Valley champion. The lights are on, but nobody's home. And another vicious kick from Miguel Diaz. Johnny again being put into that chokehold. And this could be the end of our matchup, but Johnny's breaking out of it. Johnny showing his superiority in the strength department. And trying to take away Miguel's striking power. And now he's got Miguel in the chokehold. And Johnny with a very nice reversal. Those are the counterattacks that he's known for. Johnny now sending Miguel to the outside. Miguel playing possum and countering with those strikes, now firing back, knocking down Johnny. Johnny blocking those strikes and flipping Miguel off of him. And another kick to the face of Johnny, and this does not look good. The crowd is on their feet for Miguel. Johnny, though, firing back with the ground and pound. Miguel doing the same counterattack that Johnny did to Daniel in 1984. Miguel firing back with strikes, and Johnny doesn't have an answer. Looks like we're taking this back inside the ring. Miguel laying those strikes into Johnny, showing no mercy. Miguel now trying to take away the striking power from Johnny's legs. And look at this! And face first into the mat. Johnny's out. This could be bad. Miguel might have this in the bag, but wait a minute. Johnny now countering again. Oh, and a kick to the face. Uh-oh. Johnny motioning Miguel to... Oh, and a kick! But Miguel now countering. And another kick to the face, and this might be it. I think Johnny might be out. Oh, it's that same armbar Miguel had on Robbie. He's about to break his arm.
I wasn't taught the difference between mercy and honor, and I paid the price for it. If I'm extra hard on you, it's only because you have the potential to be better than I ever was.
A man confronts you, he's the enemy. An enemy deserves no mercy. What is the problem, Mr. Lawrence?
Miguel showing mercy, but I don't know if that was a good idea. Johnny now countering it. Johnny now getting out of that hold, and look at dodging that attack from Miguel. Miguel trying to fight back now. Oh, and a brutal kick. Miguel trying to get back on his feet, but I think this might be it for him. And oh, the knees to the face. This can't be good. Uh-oh. Johnny now going to the top rope. He's motioning Miguel to get up. I don't know what's going to happen here, folks. And that's it. Miguel is completely knocked out. Johnny Lawrence has won.
The winner is Johnny Lawrence. This, like many of the Dream matchups, was tough to call, as trying to compare fighters from both old and new generations isn't always concrete, and power scaling can be sometimes difficult, as really it could be with any fantasy matchup. So I'm going to try to break down the conclusion with what we do know. Johnny ultimately has more experience. Now we know that Daniel, after a month and a half of training, was able to beat Johnny in 1984. However, that was only on a point-to-point basis, and in the future, Johnny and Daniel up until Season 3 when they fight always comes to a stalemate, hinting that they are equal in terms of skill. Outside of this, Johnny was able to wipe the floor with him on what little karate Daniel did know, and was able to still strike Daniel during the match. Johnny's opponents that he faced previously, both win or lose, are notably more experienced as well, namely Daryl Vidal and Tommy. Miguel's most notable opponent in terms of skill would be Xander Stone, but the only thing we know about Xander is that he's won a single All-Valley tournament, whereas Daryl did win one as well, but also has competed in multiple All-Valleys and is known for being a top contender. As far as Miguel's opponents, the only one that would be considered a worthy challenge would be Robbie, and while we know Robbie is further along in comparison to Daniel's training in 1984, Miguel has beaten Robbie twice with what he has learned from Cobra Kai.
This matters because, as I mentioned before, Johnny's quality of opponents over the years would still be greater than Miguel only facing Xander and Robbie.
Johnny is also noticeably more athletic and stronger than Miguel, showing his ability to split an aluminum sign in half with a flying kick meant for Daniel. Miguel shows that he could bend part of a metal rail with his kick, but Johnny being able to split the sign in half was very impressive and, in my opinion, slightly more damaging. While Miguel would also know something like the crane kick, Johnny would easily shake this off and get back into the fight, considering this is not about points. Johnny's style of offense and counterattacks would be much more devastating, and as we can see here, Miguel just didn't know how to handle it. While we know both opponents could be merciful if need be, Johnny would be much more ruthless in a street fight situation and make sure that his opponent would stay down to protect himself. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think would win? If you guys do like this combination video of both analysis and simulation, I will consider doing more in the future. Make sure to subscribe to my second channel, as this also helps support my main channel. Be sure to also check out my Twitch, where I play a variety of games from time to time. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as these all help my channel grow. Also, before I go, and sorry about the difference in audio quality, but I need to give some special thanks to some people, because without them, this video would not be possible. First, shout out to Ticket Stuff Productions, who made the base Creator Wrestlers. They were made with the moveset, clothes, etc., and I did some modifications with textures. Speaking of textures, shout out to Matt Giblin, whose tutorials came in handy that helped make the texture process bearable. Last but not least, shout out to Mailing Rock and Roll, Augusto Sciossi, Andy Adams, and Miguel Apardo for allowing me to use their covers in this video. All the aforementioned creators deserve a subscription, and without their help, this video would not have been possible. Thanks for watching, stay beautiful, stay awesome, and we'll catch you around next time.